Hello everyone, my name is Kedor Arlama Putra. I'm from Lumatri English Department. In this video, I will explain about the country of Japan with several topics, namely common etiquette, how they conduct business, proper topics of conversation, how the people dress, tipping, things considered taboo, gifts to give, and the last, some useful expression. Okay, let's start. Okay, the first topic is common etiquette. Japan is famous for the complexity of its social rules. Japanese culture prizes harmony and social order, and that focus is reflected in its social custom. Here are some etiquettes that apply in Japan. The first, be on time. Unlike as in Indonesia, the Japanese are known for their discipline and punctuality. They are accustomed to arriving a little earlier than the agreed time. So being late is one of things you should avoid because it means you have wasted other people's valuable time. In the world of work, Japanese people are accustomed to coming to the office early so that they are ready to work during working hour. Not getting ready after working hours have started. If you are late, refer it to colleagues or superiors in advance before the appointed time. Okay, next number 2, bending or ojigi. In Japan, people greet each other with a bow or ojigi and a small nod on the head. Ojigi is done to show respect and politeness towards the other person. Ojigi is used for taking, begging for something, congratulating, and apologizing. The more formal the situation or the higher the position of the other person, the bow is deeper and longer. So, handshaking is rare in Japan. Okay, next number 3, take off your shoes indoors. We are required to take off our shoes when entering to the front door, which is marked by a step on the floor. Usually, in this place, some slippers serve as a footwear for indoors. This is so as not to disturb other guests who will come. If there's a shoe rack, we can also put it there. Shoes are removed not only at home but also in some restaurants, temples, castles, and other historic buildings. Okay, next number 4, exchanging business card. Exchanging business card is very important in business ethics in Japan. When receiving a business card, we have to expect it with both hands and reply to give the business card. We must also give the business card in a position that is easy to read by the recipient, namely with the writing position facing the recipient. Okay, next topic is how they conduct business. Japanese people often have a work hard, play hard approach to business. They may often work overtime. Sometimes a 12-hour workday is a norm. They may leave after work to unwind, but they are still expected to work on time the next day. Here are some of the ways they run a business. The first, positive traits. The first interesting fact of the Japanese way of doing business is a positive trait that is inherent in them and applies it to everyday life. They always do their work in earnest, not half-heartedly, and don't stop in the middle of the road once they experience an obstacle. Okay, next number 2, the spirit of Bushido. This Bushido spirit was preserved by being passed down from generation to generation by their ancestors. There are 7 virtues contained in the spirit of Bushido, namely sincerity, courage, generosity, respect, honesty, honor, and loyalty. These 7 virtues have enabled the Japanese nation to become a successful nation, not only in terms of materiality, but also as a social human being. So it is not teaching you to do everything you can to be successful, but how to do the right way to achieve success. Okay, next number 3, managing skill. Another interesting fact about the way Japanese business is seen from how they manage an organization or managing skill. Realizing this, the Japanese also trained their managing skills so that they could form a strong organization that could work hand in developing a business. They are open to receiving input and criticism by always having a dialogue with the team. Next number 4, living habits. In Japan, there is a fast-paced lifestyle, not only at work but also in daily activities such as walking and eating quickly. This is because they value their time and don't want any time to be wasted acting slowly. So for Japanese people no longer use the term on time but casing time. Okay, next number 5, the principle of looking to the east. Japanese people have a culture of working by applying the principle of looking to the east, which show how active they are in doing their jobs. Before working, the first study to do feel so as not to do something without knowing the knowledge. Okay, next number 6, Japanese communication culture. The last interesting facts from the Japanese way of doing business is seen from how the communication culture is applied by them. Japanese people do not like to rely on communication only using correspondence but prefer to meet in person to be more certain and clear. Okay, next topic is proper topics of conversation. Japanese people generally like to drink, make jokes, and talk about lots of different things. But remember, not every topic is suitable for a business dinner. Japanese people refrain from asking or discussing privacy issues. So don't ask questions about age, family, married or not, how many children, let alone how much salary. If they were asked, they would blush and would not answer. Then what topics should be discussed? The first is alcohol. Drinking is a huge part of Japanese culture and many Japanese people like beer and wine. So if it's a part of your area of interest as well, it is definitely a good topic for a dinner. Okay, next number 2, blood type. Blood type is like Japanese horoscope. Most of Japanese people strongly believe that its blood type is predictive of a person's character. Even though not everybody is a follower of such beliefs, this is one of the most appropriate topics for a small talk. Okay, next number 3, romantic relationship. Contrary to many European countries, this topic is not taboo for business meals in Japan. Remember not to get into personal things as other people will decide to do the same politely. Okay, next topic is how the people dress. Dress code and appearance are important to Japanese people in their business etiquette. Japanese people will often pay attention to one's clothes, so it is always advisable to invest in somewhat impressive business attire. Avoid flashy colors at all costs. Bright, brightly colored suits carry very negative connotation in Japanese society due to the simple fact that most organized crime syndicates in Japan love the flash suit. Apart from that, the design of the clothes shouldn't be too extreme. Okay, first for men, it is always advisable to wear conservative and well-appointed business suits. Black and dark blue are the best color. Too, dark brown is also acceptable. The quality of your suit and how it fits you will make a big difference. So invest in quality clothing and professional alteration. Okay, next number two. For women, dressing conservatively is even more important. The Japanese do not appreciate overly revealing clothing in the business place. Heels are also not appropriate in a business setting. If possible, wear flat shoes or very short heel shoes. Accessories should be avoided as well, especially if they are bright and flashy. In the Japanese workplace, pants are not generally accepted as they are sometimes viewed as overly masculine. Okay, next topic is tipping. Giving tips is considered as an appreciation and gratitude for the service provided by someone. But Japan is different. Even though this country is known for its high quality of service, in Japan we don't need to tip. Tipping culture doesn't exist in Japan. There is a reason why it is not common to give restaurant employees extra money, because Japanese people think tipping is rude, but that's not the case. They, they just feel it is worth tipping. Just like in America, Japan also enforce regulation on which jobs are eligible for tips. It's just that in Japan, non-service industry sector falls into this category. Restaurant employees are considered to have earned such high hourly wages that they no longer need tips. Okay, next topic is things considered taboo. Here are some things that are considered taboo. The first is flowers. Also, the lotus is the most revered flowers in Buddhism. It is also associated with death because Japanese people display lotus flowers at funerals or graves. Another taboo is that one should not visit a person who is hospitalized with camellia, pale yellow or white flowers, as they also represent a funeral. Okay, next number two, numbers. There are many taboos on speaking in Japan, such as saying bitter or dead, like the pronunciation of the number fu or si, which is pronounced the same as that si, or the pronunciation of the number 42 or sini, which sound the same as to die. Therefore, hospitals generally do not have 4 and 42 rooms or beds, and this also applies to telephone number and even prison number. Okay, next number 3, behavior. Japanese society has great respect for scientific discipline. Thus, people's behavior is subject to certain norms. informal social situation. For example, men and women must wear a suit and dress or kimono. Additionally, a person might not act disrespectfully or speak at a loud volume. Okay, next number 4, negotiation. During negotiation, Japanese negotiators sometimes use their thumb and index finger to form the letter O. If you nod your head, the other party will think you have agreed to the deal. And if a person scratches his scalp, it is shown as a sign of frustration or dissatisfaction. Okay, next number 5, wrapping paper. The color of wrapping paper can also play a big role in culture. Never wrap a gift in solid black and white, as that symbolizes a funeral. It is best to use a available gift wrapping paper to wrap any gift. Okay, next topic is gifts to give. Gifts giving in Japan is an important part of business etiquette. The gift shouldn't be too fancy, but it should always be of good quality. It is important to bring some small gift to Japan to share with new and existing contact. Gifts must always be wrapped. Avoid giving gifts of 4 or 9, as these are unlucky number. For example, alcohol, especially a fine single malt whiskey, is always a cherished gift. Here is the etiquette for gifts giving in Japan. The first, if giving gifts to individuals, give them personally. If you are giving a group, make sure they are all present. Number 2, again, give them something unique from your country. Okay, number 3, make sure the gift doesn't have your company logo on it. This is considered tacky. Okay, next number 4, expensive gifts are common and should not be considered a bribe. Okay, next number 5, reciprocating rewards are expected. Okay, next, the last topic is some useful expression. Here are some useful expressions which are divided into 4. The first, greeting people at the office. The second, asking for assistance at the office. The third is dining out with co-workers. And the last, leaving the office. Okay, let's start the first. Greeting people at the office. Expressions that can be used in this section are: the first, Ohayo gozaimasu. The meaning is good morning. Use this with everyone you see when you walk into work. Even if it is no longer morning, when you arrive for the first time at the office that day, you will say Ohayo gozaimasu. Okay, next, number 2, Otsukare sama deshita. The meaning is you did a good job. We can say this at the end of a presentation, project, or meeting, as this implies that something has been done or lost. It's best to be more careful when using this. Okay, next, number 3, Gokuro sama desu. The meaning is thank you for your hard work. This phrase is to only be used by a superior to their subordinate. Okay, next situation is asking for assistance at the office. Expression can that be used in this section are: the first, sumimasen ima ojikan daijobu desu ka. The meaning is, do you have a moment, or are you busy right now? Use as a preamble before starting a conversation with someone who is in the middle of doing something else, or someone who appears to currently be busy. Okay, next, number 2, arigato gozaimasu. The meaning is thank you very much. This is the most used phrase. Use this phrase when thanking a co-worker for anything that is usually returned with a thank you. Okay, next, number 3, arigato gozaimashita. The meaning is thank you very much for the thing you did. Use this when thanking someone for something they did in the past. Okay, the next situation is dining out with co-worker. Expression that can be used in the section are: the first, itadakimasu. The meaning is I'm going to eat, or let's eat. This phrase is used before you begin eating. Okay, next, number 2, gochi sou sama deshita. The meaning is thank you for the meal. After you finish eating, or when someone pays for your meal. Okay, next, for the last situation is leaving the office. Expression that can be used in this section are: the first, ite mairimasu. The meaning is see you later. When leaving the office for an appointment, or leaving the office for a meeting, and etc. Okay, next, number 2, tadaima modorimashita. The meaning is I'm back. This is a polite way to say that I have come back after going outside the office for an errand, meeting, or appointment. Okay, that's all about my presentation. Thank you.